Nandito po tayo sa Tagabuli, Santa Cruz, Davao del Sur. Isa po itong lumang fish cage area. Ayan, makikita nyo yung paghahakot ng fish to the fish cages. Inihila ng isang maliit na bangka yung balsa, kawayan. And ito yung fish cage area ng Tagabuli. Every year, ma'am, unsa sulti nimo pila ka unsa production ninyo every month?
200 to 300 tons
A month.
per month.
200 to 300 tons per month. Can you please introduce yourself? You are the officer in charge of the FAR station here.
Vilma Monto is the officer in charge of the Technology Outreach Station for Marine and Brackish Water.
For Marine and Brackish Water.
Region 11.
Okay. Miss Monson?
Montoho.
Montoho, no? Okay. Si Miss Montoho, ang ating BFAR officer dito sa Tagabuli. And ano ang nakita mong mga problema dito, ma'am, sa production area?
Sir, kung dili lang sa production area, ang congestion.
So it's congested already.
Congested na. So, ang LGU manggod na to diri, natay namigi gi-formulate nga katong bag-o nga municipal ordinance, comprehensive municipal ordinance for Santa Cruz, bearing sa ato ang fish cage operation, tanan-tanan for fisheries. Wala pa lang siya na yung na-ratify. E kaniunta, gaplano may ani siya nga i-rearrange, i-reduce ang occupancy.
Okay.
I-rearrange siya into clusters kay para magwapo ang atong water condition.
Okay. Wala ba mo'y problema diri na mo'y fiscal?
Management-wise,
okay ra.
Na ay mga kanay mortalities.
Okay. But that could be more of management, no? And the uses of feed siguro. So pila ka fish cages ang naa diri?
As per survey sa LGU nato sa Santa Cruz, nabot na siya og 400 to 600
Wow.
units.
Dili na sila pwede mo gawas dito sa dagat.
Dili na sir kay hangin naman gud kay dito nya. Dos pa kana nakita nimo dito nga kanang
breakwater.
Oo, that is established as the fish sanctuary for the three barangay.
Okay, so naay fish sanctuary.
Yes,
Okay,
Tuban,
very good.
Tagabuli o Bato.
Very good. Very good. So naay fish sanctuary. Unsa kalapad ng ilang fish sanctuary?
Pag mga 50 hectares siya tanan.
Wow, that's great.
Identified sa
That's great.
Sa mga kasab.
So naaputay breeding station diri sa hatchery sa Bangus.
Naatay hatchery nato na sa Bato, atong multi-species hatchery.
Okay, and diri sa imo pila na kay mga sabalo diri, na kay mga other fish.
Naatay di-culture nga sabalo sir. Naadiri gi-maintain nato ang ubang sabalo ug other fin fishes nga for breeding purposes.
Okay. Sa Bato, unsa nga mga species ang atong
Sa
ginabreed?
karon sir nag-concentrate sa bangus.
Bangus lang. And then you told me that you're trying to experiment on saltwater tilapia?
Yes, naatay gi-grow out agriculture karon for breeding sa ato ang Mulobicos nga saline tilapia.
Mulobicos from Dagupan City. Okay. But you were not successful with Nilutica sa saline?
Medyo naa siya sa diri magud sir kung sa marine cage sa to ibutang ang drastic change sa ato ang salinity ug temperature mo cause og mortalities.
Okay. So
mas maayo ang katong Mulobicos kay mas taas siya og resistance.
all right. Okay. Rocky, may I ask you what species of tilapia would be good for saline?
Mozambique and Honorum Cross.
Mozambique on Honorum Cross. Bakit hindi successful yung Nilutica?
They tend to go blind at about 12 to 14 ppm. Hindi kaya nila yung...
So hindi na kayang saline.
But itong cross ni Dr. Whiskey, which was done in collaboration with the
French government.
Okay. Mulobicos seems to work better.
Alright. So ito yung na-breed ni Dr. Wesley Rosario.
Yeah.
Sa NFDI, no? NFRDI.
Marine, ano yan?
FDC.
NFDC. Okay. Sa Dagupan. So, yun po ang information. We're trying to gather more information on the raising of tilapia in saltwater. And yun po ang report sa atin ni Mrs. Montojo, yung ating BIFAR officer in charge dito. They tried tilapia nilotica in saltwater. And they were not successful because mataas yung mortality. And according to Rocky French, yung nilotica would tend to go blind, no, at a certain level of salinity. So ang pinakamagandang cross daw would be Hornorum and Mozambique. But there's a strain right now of tilapia developed by Dr. Wesley Rosario in Pangasinan, yung Moldovicos, na ang sabi nila ay maganda yung performance. So we will continue to explore on that because can you imagine kapag na-develop talaga tong saline tilapia, can you imagine the improvement in the taste quality and of course the acceptability of the market sa tinatawag nating saltwater tilapia. And today kasama pa rin natin si Dr. Danny Siega, yung Dean ng Gulu University from Northern Uganda. He's here in the Philippines actually. He's from Bacolod City, no? Pero we invited him to come to Mindanao sapagkat gusto kong makita niyo yung setup ng fish cages dito sa Mindanao. Because they also do fish cages in Uganda, in Lake Albert, no? And Lake Victoria. But those are freshwater lake, no? So so far, Dr. Danny, what have you learned? We've been almost all over Mindanao, southern Mindanao.
Yeah, exciting to see what is happening here in Mindanao, and of course we're here also to learn what is happening in the other side of the country and what lesson we can learn to replicate and for the advantage and disadvantage. It's like hearing from our BIFAR coordinator in this area that there is a problem in the species, the mortality reserve. So this is a good information that other part of Philippines or other part of the country that we need to be more specific, especially in doing the aquaculture.
Doc Danny, I'm interested, no? Because yung story mo sa akin, you're trying to lift African families or Ugandan families out of poverty by teaching them how to grow tilapia and fish cages. How do you do that?
Well, anyway, we don't just, in our experience in the university, we study the culture. We don't just introduce the technology to the community. Because it tends to for the community to not to adopt the technology because on our first project we tend to insist what we want for the community, but we found out that we need to understand
The culture.
the culture,
Of course.
understanding the needs of the community. The poverty level, especially in those areas in the northern part of Uganda, was so severe, and yet there's a lot of resources that we can explore.
Like Lake Victoria,
Victoria,
napakalapad. Third
the
largest
Lake
lake in the world.
Largest lake in the world, one of the largest lake in the world, and then one of the River Nile, which is very
Natural habitat ng tilapia.
tilapia. So we're trying to utilize the resources, and so far so good as of now. Since we have started the cage fish farming, now the people are benefiting.
It's interesting to know that the Africans, the Ugandans specifically, admire the technical capabilities of Filipinos.
Yes, sir.
You hold a doctorate degree in fisheries and you are the dean of a Ugandan university, Gulu University.
Yes, sir. We have the regular educational trip from the office of the Prime Minister, from the university, coming to Philippines to learn what we have. In simple terms, even Africa, they try to idolize, what we are doing in this country.
Okay. So you are idolized in Uganda, but you are not idolized in the Philippines.
No, there's so much things in the Philippines, but of course, can you imagine, sir, that the world is looking Philippines, even though
Actually,
the
yes.
World Bank, they will not.
Ang gagaling ng mga Pilipino actually, theories, lahat ng pati mga public speaking engagements, ang gagaling ng mga Pilipino. Pero pagdating sa actualization, napakahina natin, saka hindi yung tao natin na mahina eh. Yung ating mga policies at saka yung mga enabling legislations.
And
Actually.
it's very sad to see that some of our expert Filipino aquaculturists living in Africa, and people are so amazed of the
Capabilities of this
the
aquaculturist.
skills of the
Look at
Filipino.
that. Did you hear that, my dear
What
friends, my
happened,
dear followers sa Facebook page ko? Yung mga Filipino aquaculturists, actually, ina-admire sa labas.
Yes, sir.
Pero dito, nag-i-import tayo ng isda. So, thank you, Dr. Danny Siega, Dean of the Gulu University in Northern Uganda. And bisita ko dito sa Mindanao, inimbita ko sa dito para at least makita niyo yung ginagawa natin sa Mindanao. Hindi ko project ng mga private individuals to. But this is the direction that we should go. Fish cage farming, aquaculture, mariculture. And if we can actually utilize a lot of our experts in this field, recognize them, give them support. Sinasabi ko nga, kung yung Ugandan sumanga sa Pilipino, bakit tayo mga Pilipino hindi natin
Not
hinahangaan?
just Ugandan, sir, even the West Africa, DRC, another part of West Africa, they always ask me, Dan, can you please send all your experts to change Africa? And they always demand for Filipino aquaculturists.
But we have a hard time changing our own country. And that's the irony, that's the great irony of it all. Alright, so mula po dito sa Tagabuli, fish cage farming area, sa Santa Cruz, Davao del Sur, ang patuloy nating pag-iikot upang lalo pang lumawak ang ating kaalaman sa tinatawag nating aquaculture and its potentials in contributing to the food sufficiency program of our country. And even if I'm outside of government now, advocacy ko po ito. And I would like to assure my followers that this is a lifetime advocacy. This is a personal mission to see to it that someday the Philippines does not need to import fish, does not need to import food, because we can actually produce our own. Thank you. Good afternoon.